everyone, so we have another transformation video for you guys. I just want to say that we aren't like in the midst of flea market season and we're not buying doll stuff really. So the past two transformation videos happen to be like gifts that we were given. So please just understand that you really aren't going to be seeing like dramatic transformations for a while, because even when the flea market opens, we have like a lot of like bills and things that we have to put our money towards this year. So we're just not going to be doing like tons of flea market shopping more than likely like we did in the previous years. So please just be patient with that. We can't do transformation videos all the time. So we're going to be mixing things up and doing things a little bit differently for this video just to keep it fresh. And these two dolls that we're going to show you aren't like really crazy dirty, but we wanted to make this video because the story behind them is super cool. And like I said, we're not going to be doing loads of transformation videos. So we figured we would just kind of take advantage of this opportunity and film a separate one. Usually this would just be in Dolly Diaries. We found out over the weekend that one of our relatives who actually got us our dolls in the last transformation video, from shabby to chic, he works at our town dump, so we're like people bring their trash and recycling, and he found these dolls in a dumpster, no lie. So there's several different places at our town dump where people put their trash, and there's like the compactors where people just put their bags of like kitchen trash, and then there's these huge dumpsters where people bring like broken furniture, and that's actually where he found these. The story is that he like looked into the mostly empty dumpster and saw first a car, and then when he moved the car out, he found these two dolls, and he actually had to use like a hook to get them out. So it was like a true rescue.
It was like, you know in Toy Story 3, when they're like about to go into the incinerator and they're desperately clawing their way out? When he went in with the hook and pulled them out, it was the happiest moment in their lives. I mean, they thought they were dying. They thought...
Yeah, and when you see these dolls in a minute, you won't believe. They look like pretty much like brand new.
The guy doll even has his shoes on.
And so basically someone just probably took the Barbie car with the two dolls and threw it in the dumpster for no reason other than to get it out of their way. Like why these dolls weren't donated, why they were in the trash, I don't know, but they are very lucky that he rescued them. And luckily they weren't in a dumpster where there's like food or anything gross, so they're not like, they don't look really raunchy. I'm not really afraid of like extra germs being on them. So we're going to show you a close-up of the dolls. We hope you enjoy, and we're really thankful that someone thought of us and rescued these dolls.
I think they're thankful.
And I think this is like one of the coolest stories that we have about like any of our dolls. Like we've rescued a lot of dolls from like bad conditions at flea markets, and we do have some things that were like put out on the side of the road that people didn't want, or we do have a few doll items that were actually at the dump or, you know, trashed before. But this is like the first case of like,
they were actually pulled out of a dumpster with a hook that he said was big enough to grab a shark.
Yes, so it was really, especially when he was explaining it and doing the visual, like awesome. The doll and demoing, it was really awesome. So this is the Barbie car.
If they were using it to, like, if the poor dollies were trying to use it to escape the dumpster, it actually did kind of help them, because that's what he saw was the car.
And as you can see, it's newer. I don't know exactly which one it is. I'm going to research it in a little bit. But it even has its seat belts. Here are the dolls. So this is a 2011 Fashionistas Ken. And we've decided to name them Brad and Jen after Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, because
they're a couple.
They're a couple, and we kind of think he looks like Brad Pitt. I mean, I know they broke up in real life, but she doesn't look like Angelina Jolie, and they broke up too. So you can see he has his shoes, and actually a relative thought he was a girl doll with cut hair. And I was like, no, that's Ken. And then this is Jen. She is from 2008, and you can see that she has this elastic in her hair. I'll put her stock number here. She was basically just a generically packaged doll, and I actually knew who she was and that she was in the right outfit because I have pants just like this that I recently identified.
Jen is absolutely gorgeous, and I have to say, like, Brad still has his shoes on, and I just don't know who would throw away.
They're like pretty much, I mean, for secondhand dolls, I mean, they're like brand new basically. If my Jasmine doll's boobs would fit in this, this would have been like...
Oh my god, she'd be killer in that top.
But her boobs would never fit in that.
She would never fit in that top.
I would have tried as a kid.
I don't even think I could get your Jasmine doll in that for a photo, and I've gotten her into some things like, you know, not buckled in back.
If you're wondering what Jasmine doll I'm referring to, it's my 2001 Sparkling Jasmine. She was my favorite doll growing up. And if you read anything about any of the clothes on my Flickr photo stream, Jasmine's name is like almost on every item.
Sometimes if we have pieces to Barbies that are like Jen and they just have like a year and a stock number and no like official name, we'll save pictures of them to the computer as reference photos. And in this case it really paid off because when Shelly realized she had Jen's pants, she looked right on the computer and there's Jen.
This is my favorite Ken website.
Keeping Ken.
Millennium Era. So 2011, that's our guy. See, nice pictures. And it tells you his box date and his stock number, which since there's so many fashionistas, I usually include the stock numbers. Just yes, I have a complex inventory.
This is the page with our Ken dolls.
We do have a printed out copy, but we don't update those and reprint them much because they change rather frequently and our printer is not working.
So that's what these sticky notes are for. These are going to go into the Hello Kitty binder on the appropriate pages so that we can like use the Hello Kitty binder to say check and make sure all the dolls are in the right
So
containers.
these are 100th used Ken. So I keep track, in case you're wondering, I keep track of their box date, if they have one, the name of the doll. This column here that's empty is the quantity. This is the condition that we got them, and I use it really basic, so it's like either used, like they're secondhand, new, like they're store-bought, boxed, like they were still sealed in their package. And then we do distinguish if we bought them online, so like, you know, we'll say eBay used or eBay boxed. So then we're gonna find 2000s Ken.
And as you see, the quantity column, the reason we have it is because we have like 2 or 3 of some dolls.
And I also keep track of their country make because there are many variations of dolls, not so much with new ones. They're either China or Indonesia. This is my original fashions list, just for like Mattel things, because with Bratz I have my own like book thing I made and I know Bratz dolls like that, what I do and don't have. But for Barbie, I do not always remember, and this is what I had on here before. So now we're gonna do that and remove her because she's part of the main inventory.
So these are all our dolls on Flickr.
Right, and then these are the pants that I had before. I will be changing this note later. I will be changing it later, omitting this thing about not having Barbie and just saying that I don't have her shoes or whatever. I will also be modifying my fun fact to include something about the shirt. I'm currently on the Mattel website looking it up. It looks like it's probably some kind of glam convertible.
So the first thing she did is she looked at the mold date to kind of get like an idea of like the oldest it could be, because it obviously couldn't be older than its mold date. It's dated 2010. It's got to be at least from 2010.
With things like this, with molds, you have to pay a lot of attention to detail, like the stickers, the color, the placement of things.
So it's probably sold later than 2010.
That seat is pink. This looks the
Dude,
weirdest.
is that our mermaid tail Barbie?
Oh yeah, that's
Horizon.
Horizon. And that's my Glam Auto Barbie. Look, you can see the sticker here.
Yep.
I think I have Glam Auto Barbie's car.
That is crazy.
I'm almost sure that that's... Yes, this is mine. I have her outfit. That's how I identified her. She was from the $5 Bin Bonanza.
Okay, I thought her outfit looked familiar. Isn't that crazy that that goes to your doll?
Yay.
And someone just threw it away.
Wait till we tell Ray.
I know. He's not going to believe we have the...
I know, that's her. That's the car. Brad and Jen are gonna get a nice bubble bath. They don't necessarily like need to soak because it's not like they're really dirty, but we do feel bad that they were in the trash. And what better way to feel comfortable,
To make them feel pampered.
than to have a nice warm bubble bath. Sometimes we do this. They don't need baking soda in here today though. Usually if they're really dirty, and that's why I'm soaking them, I will put a little baking soda in. And if you guys have dolls that are like really smelly, I noticed that this particular scent of this particular dish soap works really well. I think it's because of the bleach alternative in there. And I use this to clean like my guinea pig cage and my chinchilla cage. And this actually like really helps with like, you know, their smell of urine and stuff. So this is just like not sponsored, but I really do think that this dish soap works really well. And I just want to point out how these two already look a lot better at this stage before they've even had their boil washes. And you can see it's bubbling a little bit. It was bubbling more when I pulled it out of the microwave. If you were boil washing dolls with Kanekalon hair, you probably wouldn't want it to be bubbling as much as mine was when I first took it out of the microwave, because that's going to make the hair ball up. But these two both have saran hair, so I like to just like set and forget dolls with saran hair. I usually use a variety of things that are out and about. So while we wait for them to sit, I'm going to wash this car. And I wash it just like I do the bodies, everything. First with the dish soap. I will take my baking soda and get a pretty generous heap. Sometimes I skip the baking soda step on play sets if they're big and I'm not washing them in the sink, just because it can leave a powdery residue if you're not able to rinse it well enough. But since this was in the garbage and I'm soaking it in the sink, it doesn't matter. Sure, shake it. Shake and bake. Actually, you don't want to bake this. You can't forget Ken's shoes. These look clean, and normally I would just let them soak in like a little thing with dish soap and baking soda. However, since it's just these shoes, I'm just going to hand wash them. Brad and Jen have been in here a while. Brad really didn't need to sit in here that long because, you know, his hair's short. So we're just gonna comb it out.
Hello.
And then we're gonna take Jen.
It's so much better now that I've had a bath.
And they like really straddle to fit in the bowl. I know it looks erotic, but it's not meant to be. And then, to cool their heated heads up and also like to set the hairstyle, then we are going to rinse in cold water. And then we're going to take the gel and we're going to give him quite a gelling because he's got short hair. It's funny, you'd think the dolls with longer hair would need the more gel, but no.
You know, when we did all our like Nutcracker Eric dolls and we like redid them at some point and it made a huge difference.
We're just gonna style him and then we're gonna repeat the same thing on Jennifer. And today the clothes are going on the bed with the car and the dolls. If this were a bigger lot of dolls and clothes and accessories, we would have the accessories drying on a towel on the counter, the clothes hanging on a drying rack like you've seen in other videos, and the dolls on the bed with a fan. The smoother you lay things out to dry, the nicer they'll dry.
Do you make her a necklace?
Yes, a really simple one because I don't want it to distract from her outfit. So once things like this are dry, I will get my backdrop out. This is for my Flickr guide, and the cool thing is, if you watched the clip before, this actually goes to my Glam Auto Barbie. So one of the final stages to my, I guess, makeover process and importing process of new dolls is photographing them for Flickr. So I always photograph them in front of my closet door. The reason for this is I like all of my photos to be really consistent and have like the same style background, because A, it looks really nice together, and B, like, honestly, if people steal my photos and try to use them for their own guides, then it's kind of like a watermark without having a watermark. So I use my closet door. I really like palm trees because it adds visual interest without distracting from the doll, and the tan background complements just about every skin tone and things. So it takes me several minutes to position the dolls just the way I want. You know, I'm really careful about like the angles of their faces and how the flash from the camera is going to hit them, so it's like the most flattering, and like making sure the photo is straight. I would show the process of me taking the pictures, but I only have the one camera. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take facial close-ups and body photographs now for my Flickr guide. I would show the process of me taking the pictures, but I only have the one camera. I put Brad and Jen away yesterday in their containers. I let this dry a little bit longer just in case there was any water. So I'm going to put it with my other cars, and I have all videos on how I store things if you're interested. But I basically am going to put this in a little trash bag and put this label on. And I thought I'd show these bags because I didn't have them when I made my playset storage video. These are actually scented trash bags. Hi, Oliver. Oh, you're here. That I bought, ironically, for the purposes of like cleaning up after my cats. And they're really tiny and they smell good, so they serve two purposes. You can see this is a perfect size. You could use a regular, you could use a regular grocery bag for this if you wanted, but I use reusable shopping bags when I go shopping. And to keep it closed, I have this florist wire that I bought a long time ago, but you could also use like twist ties. And then I'm going to take the label that I made on masking tape, and now I will know what's in this bag when I need it. Taking photos on Flickr is a lot more involved than people probably realize it is, because I am a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to having the best quality photo I can. Not to say I'm a really amazing photographer, because I'm not, but I'm really particular about how the guide photos look. So I take usually anywhere from 3 to 5 photos on average of everything that I'm documenting, because then I have lots of options to pick from for like the best quality photo. However, there are times, like for thumbnails, where maybe it's a more involved photograph that Colleen spent a lot of time setting up. I could take anywhere from like 10 to 20 shots, and I edit them all. I don't do a ton of fancy editing, however, there are 3 stages that I mainly do. Cropping the photo so that it fills out the frame nicely. Straightening the photo so that it looks head-on. Adjusting the lighting, since my house is dark. I can change the setting on my camera when I take photos and adjust the brightness, so I don't really need to play around with this feature too much anymore, but I always do tweak it a little bit. That's pretty much it. If it's a Monster High doll that I'm editing, then I might have to tweak the coloring a little bit, or depending on the background, I might have to tweak it. But I try to keep the photos as true to real life, and then once I'm done editing, I kind of have a look and see which photo I like. And I'm literally just using like Windows photo editor. I'm not using anything fancy. I also use Windows Movie Maker. And so once I've edited the faces for Mattel dolls, what I like to do is I like to include their country make underneath their headshots. I hope you guys enjoyed this transformation. I know the style was a little bit different than what we usually do, but because our process for like identifying and inventorying and cleaning the dolls is very systematic and it's pretty much always the same, and these dolls didn't need much special work, we wanted to mix it up. So we're going to show you how Brad and Jen turned out. And here the couple is with their car, which doesn't look any different because they didn't even look dirty. Is in a clean clothes now, and his hair is nice and coiffed. And Jen, you can actually see more of a difference on because she has the longer hair. She does have a little bit of glue leakage, but I'm not really concerned about that. And then I made her this really simple necklace that I don't know where I got this chain, but basically it was already like the perfect size for her, so I just added on these 2 little crystals to complement the fancy elegance but like delicateness of her beautiful outfit. So I'm really, really glad that these dolls were rescued because it would have been such a shame for them to have gotten thrown out. Don't you think, Colleen?
Definitely.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. There will be pictures of these guys on my Flickr eventually. I've kind of fallen behind with that. So if you need to see pictures of them, just be patient and check back. And we hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life. Say bye, Brad. Say bye, Jen. This is Clyde. I have the hiccups.
He's gotten like really friendly and just lets me pet him now.
He was always friendly, though. He was hand-fed by his breeder, according to the woman we bought him from. And
You're such a little doll. You're such a little doll. Hi, Charlie.
Clyde gets jealous.
Your brother didn't even want my love.
This is like the best close-up you guys have ever seen of them.
Oh, look at you. This is the light from the snow outside.
Oh, you like that? Oh.
You eating my finger?
You're so cute. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Oh. He's
such a
snuggle
nice
bunny.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yummy.
He likes mommy's fingers. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, you can eat my nail. I don't care. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Clyde.
Hi, spider
Clyde.
chin.
Hi, Clyde. Oh, you're so cute, Clyde. Oh, Clyde.
Charlie, are you being grumpy?
Mommy loves Clyde. Mommy loves you, Clyde.
Charlie, that's Chin Rider. Do the smolder. Show them your smolder. That's why we call him Chin Rider, like Flynn Rider, because he's smolder.
He's a handsome chinchilla. He could be a chin model.
He tips his head to the side and looks really innocent and sweet.
Clyde's never looked innocent and sweet in his life.
He looks angry. He looks like Sonic the Hedgehog most of the time.
Say hi, Charlie. Oh. Say hi, Clyde. Oh.
My boyfriend.
Oh, he's sleeping.
Look, he is my little boyfriend.
Oh, hi. They should be sleeping right now, but they're awake.
So this is the bird toy that they devoured in one day. It had like 2 little wooden pieces, and Clyde literally ate them in a day. And they've just had this like rope with this bell for like a few weeks now in their cage. So I moved it from down there to up here, and Charlie's like obsessed with it now.